Hi, welcome back. Hey, this week I'm not going to talk about business at all because this past week I had one of the most powerful experiences I've had in my whole life. I had a chance to spend a couple of hours with an uncle of mine who fought in World War II. And I want to talk to you about greatness, actually, and tell you about a man who I consider to be a great man. So I got a chance to talk to my Uncle John for a couple of hours, and he was very open about what he went through in World War II. And I don't know if any of you have any uncles or aunts who went through World War II, but if you do, I would encourage you, find some time to talk to them, because it is such an amazing group of people who did something unlike in any time in human history, really to change lives for millions and for generations. And my Uncle John was one of those people who at 17 went into World War II. And can you even imagine at 17 giving up all of your youth to go fight in that war? And there were millions of men and women who did that. My Uncle John at 17 did that in January of 1943. And as I was talking to John, he told me about some of the battles that he'd been in the South Pacific. I think he fought in 4 battles, and some of them were just horrific. He was actually in Okinawa and several others. And John went on to detail some of the just unbelievable conditions of heat and going without water for 3 days, and the conditions in which they had to live, and the just unbelievable sacrifice that they made. And what I think is so amazing is, we've all heard many times in our lives that the only thing you control in your life is your attitude. And it's easy to say that, and we all know it, but John is a man who did it. In spite of going to war at 17 and facing conditions that, they could make somebody bitter, actually. And my Uncle John, I knew him for, my whole life, and not once did I ever see him do anything other than smile and treat people with kindness. And even now that he's 90, he's the most kind, caring, gentle man who has found a way to be joy-filled his whole life. And to be able to spend time with people like that, people who don't just hear the phrase, you control your attitude, but people who did it in the face of all of the adversity, all the reason to be negative and cynical and bitter and find the worst. My Uncle John and thousands and millions like him fought in those conditions and found a way to be happy and find the best in life. And so to my Uncle John and all like him, I say thank you, and you are truly a great man. Thank you.